Hey all, as you all are putting together the finishing touches on your final project, I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the StoryMaps platform again, just to help you know for sure exactly what it is that we're expecting. So when you're looking at the final assignment, you'll see there's these different sections, right? So you've got a research question, a place where you list your data sources, the methods you used, any results, discussion, and then a connection to the class, right? There's all these different sections. That's all going to go within a story map. So let me just walk you through what that would look like. You would log in to arcgis.com just like you have in other assignments in this class. You did this in Lab 6. And you would go under Content. And under Content, you'll click on this button here that says Create App. And we'll go ahead and do that. And we want an ArcGIS story map. It'll take a second, and StoryMaps is a very straightforward platform. You would say my amazing title here, and then just use these pluses to add content. So for instance, the first section that we would have here is a research question. All right. So I would say, here's my text. I'm just going to call this research question, or I could call it background or something, that's fine too. And then you'd explain your research question here. And if you want this to be a little bit snazzier, right, you can highlight this text and format it differently. You can choose heading 1 here, or you can use these bold or italics things. There's advantages of doing the heading 1. It means up here you can do more, you can actually have like a little table of contents things for people to be able to click on things. There's customization. You can add an image up here if you want to do that as a background to make it look pretty. None of that's required in terms of the aesthetics, but I'd encourage you to play around with it. It's pretty nifty and easy tool. So you'll just have these different sections, right? So then you'll have another section here called Data Sources. You'll have another section called Methods, and so on, right? And eventually, so let's just do this. I'm going to go ahead and change this to heading 1. I don't think I even need to change any of this. I can just change this. Hold on. Substitute that, heading 1. And then last but not least, we'll do this to heading 1. All right, so here's the results section. And then the results section, this is where you'd put in, here's the results of my analysis. And in fact, even you could do this in methods too, but let me just walk you through. If you do maps in QGIS, for instance, you can add them here. It's pretty easy. You would just add an image, right? And then you can browse your files, upload an image. I probably have something relatively non-incriminating. Let's choose this United States map. There we go, this one. Right, and you can just add the image right there. You can play with how it's formatted, where it goes. You know, kind of like that, maybe something like this. If you have an interactive map, if you've done something in ArcGIS Online, you can add that as well. And you would just choose map, and I'll go ahead and pick a map here. If you have multiple layers on that map, you can choose which layers are actually visible, right? So if I only want this layer to be visible, I can just make sure that this one's open. Go ahead and click Save. And it'll add it in, and if it's in ArcGIS Online, it'll actually add it as an interactive map, so you can do stuff with it. The last thing I'll point out, I've told several of you about using the swipe tool. I think that's a helpful thing for comparison. So for instance, if we wanted to add in here a web map, and we'll do our warm nights map here. Let's go ahead and add it in as is. Looks good. So this is one side of the swipe tool. And then you can add another one on this side, and I'll do the median income map. I'll go ahead and add that. And now when you go back and forth, you can compare these maps. And that's really helpful if you want to kind of zoom in and explore a little further. So there's lots of tools for how you do this, but that's the basic idea. Just write this as a full report, answering the questions that are on this assignment here. And when you're done, it's really important that you publish it and you set the sharing level to public, so that your instructors will be able to take a look at it, and or your classmates, should you want to share it that way. And it might ask you to make sure that you're sharing your layers, so the layers are also shared publicly. That's okay too. So that's just a short walkthrough on how to use story maps to fill out this final project.